Hello, everybody. It's Boxing Bros UK. I'm Chris. This is my co-host, Andrew, the Boxing Brain.
Hi, Chris. Hi, guys.
We're here to talk about the undisputed fight between Alexander Usyk and the GYPSY King, Tyson Fury. And we're gonna break down what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Do a post-fight review of the fight, basically. What's next for the fighters and all that kind of stuff.
Tell you what, Usyk did all right for a pumped-up middleweight, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. That's why I'll start there, Chris. If that don't make him pound for pound, I don't know what does. He made up 40 pounds. Who would get in the ring 40 pounds lighter? I mean,
2 stone. He weighed 16 stone. Fury weighed 18 stone. Basically, there's like a pound in it.
I mean, if that's not a definition of a pound for pound legend right there, I don't really know what is. He's just beaten a mountain, basically.
Yeah.
But there we are. That's my thoughts on that. But
so let's start with the fight. So I scored it a draw originally, but I think I was a bit pissed. So
yeah. I sort of, when I watched the extended highlights back, I actually had Usyk winning more rounds than I originally thought. Actually,
yeah, same.
Yeah.
So I scored it a draw.
Yeah.
Then I watched it again with the commentary off, sober. And my scorecard came back. Oh, where is it? My scorecard came back 115 to Usyk, 112 to Fury.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the 114, 113 for Fury. I'm not sure what that judge was scoring. Also, in terms of landed shots, I've got a couple of days. You might have these as well. Usyk landed 50 more shots. Like, he outlanded him all night. And nearly over twice the power shots as well. It was like the smaller man was fighting like the bigger man.
Yeah, so this is the problem. So,
what was going on there?
Yeah, like, should we get into the fight? So yeah, we start like round one, big KG. Usyk just nicked it.
Yeah,
and then
came out quite fast. Usyk, I thought but he does that. Then he likes to set the tone, doesn't he?
That's it. So he was closing the distance. Then I gave second round to Fury because he was making Usyk miss, moving around on the back foot. Then obviously round 3, I gave that to Usyk. Round 4, gave that to Usyk. But Fury was still doing all right. He was tagging in, but the only problem was, there was no power. You know how I said before about he doesn't look strong.
Yeah, we were talking about this.
Exactly. So the reason why Tyson Fury went to Sugar Hill is because, you know, everyone, before he went to Sugar Hill, before he knocked out Wilder in the second fight, he was pillow fists. He was a big fucking 18-stone man that's never knocks anybody out, that dances around like Muhammad Ali, has no power. And he went back to that, basically, but he went a bit overboard because literally, if you looked at his body and his arms, he was so weak. He was, Usyk, when Usyk was landing on him, you could hear it. Doosh. When Fury was hitting Usyk, it didn't have that same whip, and it was just like, everything was dead weak.
I think, I mean, where was that Kronk style had gone? But with Usyk as well.
Fighting Kronk style. Well, that's not fucking Kronk style. Usyk was fighting Kronk style. When he's throwing jabs, really putting his body weight behind it.
Yeah. But Usyk's got this ability that he just keeps touching you. He's just like, there isn't that one big killer blow like, say, a Wilder or an AJ, but he's 5, 6 shots, you know, and they're like hurtful shots as well. He just keeps sticking it on you, and he's really good at that. He's got such an engine.
It's crazy, but I think, and Fury was slapping. He was slapping a lot.
He does that.
Yeah, he was slapping, but then he wasn't He wasn't pushing out the jab. He was pushing out jabs and pouring.
Did you know he does this? Like he was kind of like flicking that jab out when he sort of almost like I don't know. He does do that a little bit. I don't know if it was maybe his gas tank or I don't know. There just didn't seem to be much urgency on some of the shots. Some good body shots. He did get some good uppercut. He had I think Usyk felt an uppercut in particular. I can't remember which round, and I thought, we might have him going here.
He held his feet. That's the only time he held the feet. He's held his feet and a few other body shots. But what he was doing was, but I didn't mind him flicking out that jab how he does, because he were blinding him and he were hitting him with the uppercut. What I minded was, it's like, so he's flicking out that jab. When he was flicking out that jab and it was fast, it was all right. When he was pouring, like, you know, when he's putting his hand, like he was pouring at him, or he's throwing lazy jabs, like he was like just really, really bad. Like it was like he was like pushing him away, like get away. You know.
But we were saying this in our build-up, weren't we? Like, one of the things I think it was in the Fury Keys to Victory, and I sort of said that, you know, that using that lead hand to try and distract him, try and keep him occupied, and then try and bowl a body shot or get an uppercut in as he's coming in. And you know, he did. The thing was, it sounds like we're hating on Fury a bit, and we're not. Fury had some good moments, and it was a good performance from Fury. I just think there was a little. It was almost like he was enjoying it too much at times, and a bit too much showboating for my liking. I don't know.
What's the fight back? I know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I know exactly what happened. I watched the fight back. So Fury's dancing around, yeah. He's on the back foot. Every time he went to throw an uppercut or a body shot, as soon as he landed, he was on his bike again. Like literally, he hardly ever planted his feet. So as soon as he landed like a power shot, he wasn't holding his feet and he was stepping away or stepping around, like constantly moving. And then whoever got it, round 8, his legs are gone.
Yeah.
His legs are gone. So
was that the round? Also, Chris, I think round 8 was where he got his nose busted.
Yeah,
round 8 he got his nose busted bad, wasn't it?
That's when he broke his nose. So basically, it's like Usyk's got 2 rounds, and Fury's got Usyk's got 3, Fury's got 1. Then Fury, he's in the zone. He's a dancing master. He's like Muhammad Ali. But what he didn't realize is, he can do that in sparring, but everyone's not Usyk. So he won rounds 5, 6, 7, then 8. His legs were gone. Like as soon as he came out in round 8, you could see, like he just couldn't move. He was doing more of that walking shit, looking at the floor. His legs were gone. That's exactly what happened. Fury's legs went.
Obviously after round 9, where he was out on his feet, he didn't have much left after that, mate. I don't think. I think he was just on collateral damage. He was trying to just get through the fight. And fair play to I agree with something Frank Warren said, and I will say that I do think it was a decent performance from Fury, and he did show a lot of grit. I think he was hurt probably worse than he's ever, even with the Wilder knockdowns. I think he was hurt really bad in that night. Like he was in bloody zombie land. Like he was saved by the ropes. The ref gave him about a 26 count. I don't know what was going on there.
Well, do you know what that is though? As well, this is what I wanted to pick up on. Like, what the fuck is everyone complaining about? Yeah, this is the rules of boxing. If you get hit and the ropes keep you up, it's a knockdown. Because you wouldn't have been on your ass if the ropes weren't there. And everyone's like, they should have stopped the fight. That's not the rules.
I know. I don't. And also, you've got 2 world champions, right? Well, you know, anyone who knows, but you know that the refs, and they're always going to give the champions, if you're a champ, they're always going to give you that little bit of, we saw that with Cordina, didn't we? There were times I thought, I'll just call it off call it off like he's fucked. But you know, you're going to get that little bit more leeway.
And this is like,
you know?
this ain't just like any normal fight. This is like undisputed. We've been waiting for this for 25 years. And obviously, Fury's got good power recovery, and he did come back because he did win round 12. And like he was an absolute warrior. The thing is, I think Fury, he might not win, but he can do a lot better. But I believe he could win the rematch. I honestly, the thing is, what I was watching.
Absolutely he can. Absolutely. I think he knows what he's got to do. I think he knows he's got to be switched on more. He's got to come in more better strength and conditioning work, I think.
Yeah. Because I watched an interview with Dominic Ingle. So Dominic Ingle's nutritionist.
Yeah.
He was with Tyson Fury for the whole camp, giving him the the diet to get his weight down. Yeah. So for me, obviously I got a sports coaching background and strength conditioning and all that. I know that he wasn't concentrating on strength. He was dieting, sparring, and he wasn't really doing no proper weights. You know, like muscles don't win fights, but you have to have that right balance.
Yeah.
When he fought Wilder and he was like 20 stone and he was actually doing Kronk style, no, he can't do that to Usyk, obviously, but he can be 18 light, but he still needs to have some strength, explosive strength and stamina, and not be on his bike as much. Like because once he was winning, like I think it was round 6, he really hurt Usyk. But I bet his legs was going a bit then, and he thought, "Oh, I won't go for it. I won't try and finish him in case of gas out."
Do you also think, Chris, as well, like the tactics and some of the kind of, you know, running away? Do you think he's a bit more concerned these days? I mean, he's been put down a lot. He's suffered a bit of punishment now. Do you think he's more concerned than he's ever been before about being hit? He looked a little bit. Yeah, he looks a bit worried to me. It was like, you know, and look, you know, in there against heavyweights, I understand that. But I don't know, it almost looked like there was an air of kind of...
didn't want to get hit.
Yeah, nobody wants to get hit. I understand that. The art of you know, hitting and not getting hit. But I don't know. I just kind of sense that a little bit. You know, is he worried about his chin a bit more? Is something going on there? I don't know.
It's funny you should say that, because think back to the Ngannou fight. Yeah. He was dancing around Ngannou. He didn't want to get, like, you know, obviously no one wants to get hit.
Well, he got clipped on the top of the head, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was like he was being really, really cautious. Obviously, to see when AJ got sparked out by Andy Ruiz, and he fought Andy Ruiz again, you could tell he didn't want to get hit. But Fury does it in style, with his showboating and his feints and slipping. It makes it look good, so you don't really realise that
he starts doing all that as well. Like, he starts hitting himself. When he's hitting himself in the face, that's when you know he's kind of like a little bit rattled, I think. That's what I think, anyway.
Fighter, when someone hits them with a good shot and they start smiling and shaking their head, you know that means that hurt. Every fighter is exactly the same. But I just think he needs to strengthen up. And what he was doing on the back foot was beautiful, but switch it up. You had Usyk hurt. Okay, let's take a breather. Let's stop dancing around. Let's get this hand up here, hands up, so he can't get me with that overhand, that left hand. They call it the backhand, Usyk's backhand, or the overhand left. They kept clocking him with, because when Fury had his hand there, Usyk was hitting him with it, but he's hitting him on the gloves, and then he was countering him. He was doing good, but just hold your feet and stand there, because he's small. But the good thing, the other thing is, go on.
Yeah, go on, mate. Go on, mate.
But Usyk, and obviously Usyk wouldn't let him tie him up and lean on him. He wouldn't. Every time Fury tried to link arms,
which is what we said, didn't we?
We said Usyk was bowling up, and he wasn't letting him link arms, so he couldn't like wrap him up like an octopus. He weren't allowing him to do that.
We said this in our build-up here. I think we actually, you know, not to big us up too much, but we were pretty on point with a lot of it. I mean, your prediction almost come to fruition in the 9th. I said it would be a decision for Usyk. Also, one major thing I noticed is that there was a moment where I thought Fury was looking quite comfortable in the first half of the fight, and I was thinking Usyk's just. He's not, you know, doing a great deal. And then what did he do? Like we were talking about in our keys to victory and talking about Usyk's strengths, he started to go through the gears like he always does. He's a 12-round heavyweight fighter, which you don't see too often. He's on a sort of another level, really. He's just knows.
Big engine. And the thing is.
Terrific. The weight didn't matter, did it? We were worried, but the weight was fine.
Yeah. The thing is, everybody, that was a mistake as well. The ring announcer, he read out the wrong weight. He didn't weigh 233. He weighed 223.
I was 223.
Yeah. So it's even lighter.
Because didn't they say it was 233 on the weigh-in as well then?
Well, they did. That's what he said.
You're talking about, yeah. So
on the actual fight, it was wrong. They said it was a wrong weight that they read out.
So he was about 16.4, which is what he normally comes in at.
Yeah. Obviously, Michael Buffer is about 90 years old, isn't he? So he's going to get things wrong every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
there was a great quote from Usyk. You probably saw this one where he said, If size mattered, then the elephant would be the king of the jungle. Well, it just made me laugh.
Yeah, and he just.
But it's not. It's the lion, isn't it? It's the lion.
Yeah, he went through the gears. He just stepped it up. And even when he wasn't, when he was losing, because this is the thing, Fury was winning, but like he was running too much, and obviously. Yeah. When you're fighting on the back foot, you might be winning rounds, but you ain't hurting him. You ain't fucking hurting him. He went back to Pillow Fist Fury. That's what he went back to. Yeah.
This is what Tony Belly was saying, and I think it's a key thing that you notice in all of Usyk's fights is that Tony Belly was having some good early success in the first half of the fight, and he said what it is with Usyk is that he's always, even when he has a couple of rounds off, he's always making you work. He's making you think. You know, he's constantly working you. And he says it's mentally exhausting. It's exhausting fighting him because he's just got everything. And I think he just mentally and physically, a bit like kind of what Lomachenko does to him, he starts to take your soul away in many regards, I think. And then he just keeps touching you all the time with different shots and.
Yeah, he keeps moving different angles. But the thing is, Fury, like, I feel really bad for Fury. And when I watched it, like, I could just see how he could have won. Like, obviously, he wouldn't have won that night because, like I said, as soon as I seen him in the weigh-in, he looks weak, and he was weak. Even though he's 18 stone, like, Usyk was bullying him. He was pushed because even though he was like 2 stone lighter, he was solid. He was strong. Fury was like mush. Like he wasn't solid. He didn't look strong, and he just because even when he tied him up a few times, he wasn't disciplined. Oh, this is a thing that was a bad thing for Fury. What the fuck was going on with the corner? With his dad and Sugar Hill both screaming instructions at him at the same time,
shouting over each other. Terrible. Yeah. Don't know what that was about. Awful.
You got John Fury going. He was telling him the right combinations, double jab, hit him with the uppercut, right, and aiming jab for the chest, blah, blah, blah. And then Sugar Hill's trying to say it. Yeah, and they're both, and then Sugar Hill's telling him, you got to do the feints, and then he's going combination. Like, when it needs to be one voice, you can't have 2 people. Like, I don't know what the fuck he brought his dad for.
I don't know that was a bit of a weird side note. That was, I thought. I thought.
So you took your dad to Saudi Arabia. He fucking headbutts some fucking little kid, makes a show of you, and then when you're fucking in the biggest fight of your life, he's there shouting over your coach, telling you to do combinations that your coach can fucking tell you. Too many cooks, more than enough. It was just an absolute shambles.
The Fury's bullying the smaller man, and then in the ring, the smaller man was bullying the bigger man. Isn't it interesting, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sugar Hill told him he was winning. Sugar Hill told him he was winning.
Yeah, this is the thing as well. Like Fury said something weird in the press conferences where he said, "Oh, if I'd have known I was down, I would have come out and tried to knock him out." It's like, well, you're in the biggest fight of your life, undisputed. Like, if you don't know that, then I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I mean, that's a bit of a. I think that round 9 was so bad. Like he was coming out wishing everyone Happy New Year. I don't know what was going on.
December. No, but the thing is, like I did feel sorry for him because he should have known that, but obviously he'd been hurt. And this, when you're hurt,
concussed, mate. It's concussed.
When you're hurt, you look to your coaches.
Yeah.
Like, yes. No, sorry, I'm just checking. I thought the battery was going to go. When you're hurt like that, and you're thingy, like he recovered. So round 10, he was back to his faculties. They should have. Sugar Hill should have said, "Don't worry, keep sticking and moving." When he's got no legs, he should have said, "Right,
you're right losing." On that. It's an interesting thing to pick up on because. And it's like in a philosophy in life, really. And Tyson Fury's an experienced boxer. He doesn't need us telling him what he doesn't know already. But if you're hurting in life, whatever that is, whether it's in a fight or whatever emotionally what's going on, you need that confidant that you trust, whether it's your trainer, whoever. But that one voice to go, listen. Right, get back on the jab. Right, move to the right. Whatever it is, you're fine. You're okay. But then he's getting all these mixed messages, and he's a little bit concussed and all the rest of it. Just a little bit of a mess, mate. To be honest.
And you got John Fury going, "Yeah, you're winning. You're winning. Just keep doing doubling little jab and going to the body and doing the uppercut." And then you've got Sugar Hill going, "Yeah. Just keep doing the feints. Come on, cut." His legs are gone. And he's losing. Someone should have fucking said, "Look, you're losing the fight. You need to. These are the championship rounds. It's go out on your shield. If you don't win these 2 rounds, we've lost it. So you need to tighten up the guard, walk him down, like because he could have done that because Usyk was a little bit tired as well. Like because I gave Fury the last round. He was fighting on instinct, but so if someone would have said because it's like when he had Ben Davison and he fought Otto Wallin, so he was fighting on the back foot. Then he got the cut. Then they thought the cut was from a headbutt, so they thought they were going to win. Then Ben Davison said, "No, it was from a punch. So this fight might get stopped. So you need to win every round." What does he do? Oh, even though he was weak because he'd done his fat loss diet or whatever. It was straight after the first Wilder fight. He was weak before he got with Sugar Hill. What did he do? Tightened up the guard, walked Wallin down. He was hitting Wallin with everything at the kitchen sink. Wasn't doing anything because he didn't know how to really sit on his heels and throw power shots back then. But he walked him down, and he was mauling him, and he was throwing up, and he was throwing power shots, but they just weren't really hurting Wallin. Didn't drop and and that's what happened when he fought Usyk. He just totally said, "Fuck the Kronk style. I'm going to go." And you can't just have one game plan. You need to. Usyk adapted when Fury was doing the back foot. He adapted. Well, he didn't adapt. He just kept saying, "Yeah, you keep dancing around and get tired." And then when you're leaning on the ropes and you're a little bit tired, bang, you're going on your arse.
We said this, Chris, in the build-up, didn't we? That Usyk's got a plan A, B, C, and D when he needs to.
Yeah.
That Fury's going to need a plan A and plan B, and I mean, he did. There wasn't really much of a plan B. I mean, he didn't. There was a few kind of good shots in there, some good clubbing shots, and some uppercuts in there, some nice little kind of cute body shots. Yeah. But it was generally, I mean, we said, the keys to victory is to try and keep it long, but he was getting hit he was getting hit a fair bit as well. I mean, he was outlanded. He was outlanded by Usyk the whole fight.
But the thing is, yeah, I think apart from the rounds that he was bossing it, so there was, 3 rounds, 5, 6, and 7. And then basically all the other rounds were all Usyk except for round 2, maybe. But in them rounds, when his legs was going, he should have said, like that. You communicate with your corner. Nah, my legs are going. So right, let's get back to the Kronk style. Let's tuck up. Let's stop showboating. We're not going to stand there and let him hit, but let's tuck up. And even if we get a point deducted, we fucking grab that little shit and tie him up. Yeah. He won't let me link arms with him. I'm just run up to him and hug him if he gets too close. Don't,
sit on your shots.
There was no adjustments. There was nothing. There was just his fucking dad shouting, "Fucking just hit him with a combination," and then Sugar Hill going, "Do some feints, do some feints." Like there was no plan B. There was no tactics. There was no nothing. I felt sorry for Fury.
He was worried about being knocked out, wanted to live to fight another day. The rematch being in mind. I mean, that's the only. Maybe he's thinking, okay, well, let's just get to the end of the fight, damage limitation, and go into the rematch, and try and make some adjustments, because that's what it's all about. But I do think he's very capable of winning the rematch. He won, though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose the thing is, it was a bit like when Wilder lost his O to Fury. It's very difficult when you've kind of been the man, or you're kind of, other than Usyk was the kind of man in the division. Someone's had to go. It's a difficult thing for a man's ego to comprehend, I think.
Like,
because now he's got that loss.
Yeah, I know. Like, because everyone's. So we'll come to the end of the fight. So everyone's giving Fury a hard time. It was bang out of order what he said to Usyk. Like, "Oh, you only got a decision because you're in a war-torn country. Everyone feels sorry." That was bang out of order. Yeah.
No.
But you've got people calling him a scumbag and a low. He don't deserve that. He just give a warrior's performance, and they're fighters. He thought he was invincible. He thought he was the fucking dog's bollocks, and he just lost. He was emotional, and he can't comprehend that he's lost, so he's making excuses. Like all fighters do it. Wilder did it. George Foreman did it.
Anthony Joshua had a meltdown, didn't he? Anthony Joshua had a meltdown in the ring. Yeah.
Because when you've tried your best, and the guy's just better than you at everything you try, he's beating you. You've tried your best, and you lose. You look for an excuse why you lost, and you're all emotional. Adrenaline's going. Like, so he's going to say a silly thing. So I don't think, because I don't like Fury, some of the shit he does and that. But you don't start calling him a scumbag and a lowlife and all that. Fucking hell. He's just had a fight of his life, and then he don't deserve to be called that just because he said something silly when emotions are running high. It's not right.
Ultimately, I think that the conclusion is really that Usyk is the better boxer. And Fury might do well. I know it's easy for us to say, but might do well in a rematch if he decides to take it in October at the end of the year. To go back to a style, go back to that Kronk style, educated pressure, and try and fight the boxer. Because I think, as we saw, Usyk was able to overcome the size, overcome the reach. And figured out how to do it. And I just think if Fury goes in the same way and makes very minute adjustments, I think the result might still be the same, and it's an Usyk win. So
I think this is what I mean. This is what Fury needs to do in the rematch. Get rid of his fucking idiot of a dad. Like, he's a waste. He's a waste
Stay at
of
home
space.
in the armchair.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He's not even a good boxing coach. He used to be Fury's coach, and then he went to fucking jail for gouging up some tiny little guy's eye out. Then he comes out of jail. Who does he train? That pound shot Fury. Have you seen him? He looks like Tyson Fury, my pound shot version. He trains him. Yeah. He's nothing special, like pound shot Fury. And what's the other one called again? The fucking pretty boy. I forgot his name. Tommy Fury. He's fucking dog shit. He is like that guy can't even win a British title. That's why he fights YouTubers. He's not even. I don't class Tommy Fury as a real boxer anymore because the last three people he's fought are YouTubers. And if you can't beat a man who's standing there doing star jumps in front of you when you're a real boxer, you got problems. KSI standing there doing
I don't know if he'd win a bloody area. I'm not sure if he'd win an area title, mate, to be honest.
Yeah. So that's John Fury's credentials of who he coaches, is dog shit. So he should get rid of his dad, get with Sugar Hill and train properly Kronk style. And tighten up his defense, stop all the fucking silly showboating, and get down to business. And then he might stand a chance. And obviously, don't do the back foot game every single round because you ain't got the legs for it no more. Like you have to adjust. When you get older, adjust your style. Like you know, move like a Golovkin. Like move like you did against Wilder, but obviously quicken up your feet a bit. But don't waste all your energy bouncing around, tippy tapping and slapping someone when it's not even hurting them. And Usyk, every time he was thinking Fury, he's hurting him.
I think one of the other factors, and I guess we're sort of rounded up now, aren't we? The video, but I think a couple of things that spring to mind to me is one, Tyson Fury's. We know he doesn't live the life the way he should do.
That's what's caught up. That's why his legs have gone.
At 35. I think that's starting. He's been able to get away with it, but I think that's starting to catch up with him. Also, I just think genetically as well, we know this, don't we? And you all know more of the science behind this than me, that in terms of his strength and conditioning, he's not the most genetically gifted in that, unless he's training really hard and eating well. And obviously, as he's getting older, you know, you're gonna atrophy more if you're not training the correct way. Your testosterone starts to peter off. So there could be some biological elements in there that is worth mentioning. He might not just have that capacity.
The thing is,
potentially
he doesn't live the life. So
no.
When he's at home in Morecambe or whatever, he trains but he's always like you're old. He's always running. Why are you always running for? You're fucking your legs, your bones, your ligaments. Now you're older. Save all your joints, save your legs, and cycle, row. Like no more running. You're an 18, 19 stone man. The shock absorb. Like there's so many things that he just needs to change, like to be better. But it might be too late. And obviously, all the drinking, because I don't like that. What was the fuck was that Ngannou fight? The shape he was in was terrible. And obviously, and I know personally, because he's from my manor, that well, everyone knows Fury likes to get on, he likes to have a beer, he likes to have a little sniff. Like, everyone knows that. So, obviously, I don't think he's using drugs again, but definitely on the beer, 100% on having cheeky beers in Vegas, you know. Or when he was fighting in America all that time, he's just not living the life, and it's caught up to him. So, right, to conclude, what's next for Fury? And what's next? Oh, what's happened? My co-host has gone. His battery must have gone. So, I suppose I better finish off the video myself. 1 second. I'm just going to try and get him back. Hold on, guys. We've got some technical difficulties. Yeah, so I'm just going to try and get my co-host back. Don't go nowhere. Well, my co-host has gone, so I'm going to conclude the video myself. So we thought Tyson Fury was having the rematch. He said he wanted it after the fight, but he kind of bottled it when he got to the post-fight press conference and said he thought he won that fight. So he doesn't know if he wants to fight Usyk straight away. He doesn't know if he wants to fight again, or he might come back and fight AJ for the big money. Because he don't believe that he lost against Usyk. So he's kind of bottling rematching Usyk, which that's not good luck, especially when you're supposed to be a fighting man. He beat you. Oh, you're back. My co-host is back.
That was strange. What happened there?
I don't know. He just cut off. So what I was saying was, what's next for Tyson Fury? He said he wanted to do the rematch straight after the fight. And then at the post-fight press conference, he bottled it. Basically, he said he doesn't know if he wants to fight Usyk again because he thought he won. So he doesn't feel that he should fight him again because he felt that he won that fight. And so he might retire, or he might just fight AJ for a shitload of money, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but basically...
Yeah, it's potentially could.
I would love to see that fight, but for me, if you're supposed to be this Gypsy King hard guy, that guy beat you. So don't you want revenge? If you look at all the past champions, Ali, Lewis, they avenged all their losses. Joe Frazier tried to avenge his loss. So, that's a warrior mentality. You don't let someone beat your ass, slap you around the ring, hurt you like you've never been hurt before, and then you're acting like you don't want to fight him again, and you just want to fight someone else for money because you think he's easier. I don't know what's happened to the Fury. He's a warrior.
The only thing that I think possibly that might be about, where I might give him the benefit of the doubt, is he's had his first loss. He's emotional. He's confused. He's just been battered in the 9th round. He's a bit all over the place. I'm not even sure he knows what he wants right now. He probably wants to get back on the beer and have a kebab, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, and his mental health and all that, how's he going to cope? It's quite, I feel bad for him. But then on the other hand, Karma's a bitch. Or you're fucking running your gums saying you're the best, you're beat Ali, beat all these guys, no one can beat me, blah, blah, blah. That's supposed to bite you in the arse. Especially because he thought he was untouchable. He could cheat. And so what's next for Usyk?
Do you know what? This is where I agree with. I was watching the Pain game earlier with True Geordie, and I do tend to agree with him. For me, I don't think Usyk has any more to prove. I really don't. He's at the twilight years of his career. He's beaten AJ. He's beaten Dubois. He'd beat Hrgovic. He'd beat all these guys. Cabiel. He'd beat all these guys. He's beat Fury. What more is there for him to do?
Exactly. That's what I've said.
Retire.
If Fury don't want the rematch, if Fury doesn't want the rematch, Usyk should retire undisputed king of 2 weight classes and go out undefeated like that. But if Fury wants the rematch, fight Fury and beat him again, or try and beat him again.
Yeah, I would say Usyk's got the rematch with Fury, or to retire, unless he wants. I did hear on the grapevine that Turki Al-Sheikh, I think that's his name, His Excellency, wants him to fight until 40 and has offered him a lot of money to do it. I'd suppose that's from Steve Bunce, though. So, I wouldn't take that as golden.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe, why does he need to fight till 40? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But the thing is, Usyk don't need to. He's not all about the money. So he's done what he wanted to do. I think fight Fury, and if he's not going to fight Fury, just retire. I don't want to see him fight AJ again. I don't want to see him fight anyone. He should just retire on top. And Fury should fight
AJ. I wouldn't mind seeing a third fight of AJ with his kind of rekindled AJ, but I think Usyk might have his number anyway. If I'm honest, I don't.
That's what I mean. I think Usyk should retire. And then Fury and AJ should try and be champions because I don't reckon they'll be able to beat him.
Yeah, I think Usyk is going to go down, isn't he? I mean, for me, I'd put him the pound for pound number one, but that's just my opinion. He's he's going to go down as an absolute legendary heavyweight, coming up from cruiserweight and doing what he's done.
Cruiserweight undisputed, heavyweight undisputed, Hall of Famer straight away, and he's done it in 22 fights. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, right, we conclude. So basically, Usyk should retire, and Fury. I think Fury should fight Usyk again, and if he doesn't, it's a shitbag to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
sort your head out, go away. But like, because he was taking the piss out of AJ, everyone. At least he had the balls to fight Usyk again, even though he knew he couldn't beat him. He thought, I'm gonna try at least. I'm not a coward.
Yeah.
And and he just spotted it straight away, saying, AJ said, I'm fighting you again straight away. No qualms.
Yeah.
Same with Ruiz. Like, you know, like, there's not what it's like Fury's just all this Hollywood shit, Netflix and wrestling. It's all gone to his head and he's forgot where he came from and like who he is. Do you know what I mean? Anyway,
he's caught up with him, mate, to be honest.
Yeah. All like Marvin Hagler said, it's hard to get up in the morning and run 10 miles when you're wearing silk pajamas, and it's so true. That's what's happened to Fury. He got civilized. He got civilized.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Boxing Bros UK. A bit of a long one today, but there's a lot to talk about. Subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please.
All right. Peace out.
Cheers, Chris.